Okay, so I think this is chapter 15. I have no fucking idea. I have completely lost track because the backlog is still unpublished for this one.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
See, Happy New Year's, and it's March when you see the date release.
um, it's funny you should say that because at this rate. Okay, so last we left off, you had just had a wonderful talk with Tasha and Solomon about the acceptability of fairies after a brutal cage match with werewolves.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember now.
Yeah, I know, I remember too.
And currently, the sheriff is supposedly gathering the cavalry, because you apparently started the war or something. So,
Who's on top again?
Jackal and Keegan.
Okay, so at least one social character is not on top, but that's good.
Yeah, they're just badly hurt.
The -2.
So, Tasha. So, do you wish to wait for the sheriff to arrive, or do you wish to have more conversation among yourselves? Or do you wish to, I don't know, hide the bodies, hide yourselves in case more werewolves show up? What's the plan? If there is one.
I'm just going to be on guard unless Solomon asks, or Tasha asks more questions. Otherwise, I'm silent.
Tasha probably just glares at you on occasion, while also being on guard.
Oh, same then.
Okay. Eventually, and this does take some probably shorter amount of time than you would think. So, like, this was a fair distance out, so probably like half an hour. But, you hear more cars pulling up outside.
I'll take a peek to see who it is.
Okay. Outside, you probably see like 3 different cars and like 12 people getting out. One of them being the sheriff, and another being your sire Demi.
I'm just going to look to the others and like, sheriff's here.
There's a certain amount of ghoulage fanning out, people clearly scanning the area with auspex. A minute later, your phone rings. I think it was you that called her, right?
Yeah, I did call her. I'll answer. I mean, actually, I could just go outside. Like, I saw where they are.
Okay. You step outside. Immediately, there's like 4 guns leveled at you.
Yeah, I know. Instinctually hands up in the air. I know how this goes.
Okay. Your sir is actually gonna slowly approach with sword out, just holding it between you two, and she's gonna ask, what was the name of your previous would-be father?
Wait. What? Oh. Wait. Oh, wait. Out of character now. I'm confused. Would be. Does that refer to my real father or the person who was supposed to embrace me?
Presumably she doesn't necessarily know your real father. But you can give me a perception empathy or anything. Actually, give me a wits alertness check, let's say.
Difficulty 6?
Yeah. This is...
Yeah, no, I'm wounded.
Yeah, you're too much in pain and too confused.
I'm just... It's my sire, so I'm just gonna be like, Michael?
Okay.
God bless.
Carol just shrugs. And he's your kid. Just Nicole just throws her a dirty look.
I have no idea what's going on, but I'm like, if there's a pause of silence, I'm just going to break like the bodies of the werewolves are inside. Some of them, at least, that look obvious.
Okay. What's your current willpower?
1.
Okay. Your sire is gonna look you in the eye and say, shapeshift. You spend like a minute being completely brain fucked as you honestly try to figure out how the fuck you could shapeshift.
Yeah, I'm like thinking, like, do I roll myself into a ball or something?
Okay, you 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 can you can stop trying now. It's you can no really you got oh god fucking damn it. Just looks at the ghost. Looks at Carol. Just nods. Check inside. It should be secure. Let me roll a luck die. Okay.
Alright.
So, either Tasha or Solomon were peeking out to see how it went. So there isn't a gunshot as they just come charging in. But, yeah, Solomon, you see a number of mortals come inside and spread out to try and secure the various areas and check the immediate vicinity to make sure horrible things aren't about to happen. They seem to pay a lot of attention to the ceiling as well. Just in case.
I mean, that's reassuring, I guess.
And essentially, it's a few minutes of activity before the perimeter is secured, and then it's essentially a case of Carol and Nicole kind of, gathering you all together and expectantly waiting.
Tell me when I'm done shapeshifting.
You are done about after 2 minutes, because it's mostly your brain just short-circuiting as you're looking for a way and couldn't find one. By the point they have gathered everyone together, you are able to function.
Okay.
So, how the fuck did you manage this?
Well, let me introduce you. First, this, I say, and I point on the corpse of the kid. That's Kirk's son, apparently.
I've been trying to hide that fact.
Carol just nudges him with a foot, leans down, checks his throat, sort of grabs him by the jaw, turns his head one way or the other. So fresh. Okay. Before
Yeah,
we
they,
wake my baby boy so he can explain himself, is there anything else you wish to share?
Well, yeah, they lured us here and wanted to kill him because he's become a vampire, a kindred, I mean.
Oh, that's lovely. It's truly lovely. Isaac,
Yeah.
I would love to hear your thoughts on the situation.
Well, it's bad, obviously, but yeah, they what Solomon said essentially was that they wanted Kirk dead, so
Okay.
they didn't let them
Well,
kill him.
clearly this is a mess, and I'm just gonna, before we go into in-depth explanations, which we will, we definitely will, any loose ends I should know about.
One of them ran out during the fight.
Okay, Nicole just reaches behind her back, pulls out a walkie-talkie. Guys, we have a live one somewhere around here. Be on your guard.
Do we remember how she looked like? Was she in war form, or did we see her regular form?
You saw her regular form, but attention was never on her until the fight started, and she immediately shifted once that happened. So,
Okay.
you can roll intelligence alertness, both of you, let's say 7, to try and remember a description.
Nope.
Yeah, you're able to give a vague description in general terms. Probably not enough to track her through the city, but they might recognize her if they run into her and, tell her apart from just a bystander. Okay, so one life werewolf. I have to say, this is not entirely bad. You managed to survive an encounter with a whole pack of these fucks, apparently.
Yeah, just barely.
Barely is
Yeah,
all
I'm
it
just gonna-
takes.
I'm glancing down at the dude down member, like, ooh, barely.
Barely is all it takes. Ay. Okay, Your phone vibrates. She peeks down at it. Okay, some more people are nearly here. I'm gonna coordinate with them, and Cole's gonna stay with you. Don't do anything stupid. I still need to figure out whether I should be proud or whether I should kill every one of you. She doesn't really say anything else and just walks out to the street. Now, I think it was Jackalor that had met her before. And
Who the
Alexander.
Oh, is that? No,
That's
not
the
her.
popper bitch. So, you are gonna see Carol coming back in, leading another La Sombra. And she has two dogs by her side, and she's gonna proceed to try and get the dogs to find and take the scent of the wolf that got away. And really, I mean, you in particular,
Mm-hmm.
give me an appearance intimidation roll. At 7, cause you have pieces of you sticking out.
Yeah, I mean, kind of pissy that he also windmills, but 4 dice 7, let's go. Hey, not worst, considering what I could have done.
She doesn't seem exceptionally impressed, but you earn a nod. Clearly the werewolves have been defeated and you're still standing. That's worth something. And yeah, she will proceed with probably like 2 other vampires and some ghouls to try and track a fucker down. See if they can catch themselves a wolf. Essentially at this point, there's like 7 or 8 vampires. I think it might be like a total of 9 NPC vampires just faffing around in the general area, doing various things, some of them turning witnesses away by this point, some of them talking with the police, telling them what to, put on the reports, etc. And it's not an Elysium, it's a sheriff doing her job and pulling on strings to get people to get shit done. Probably like another 10-15 minutes overall before she has time for you. But when she does, she is gonna ask Nicole to please bring the people awake. And she is gonna do so with both Bill. Really, he's gonna do Bill first. You're generation 10, right? Egan. You might be muted. I can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Then go ahead and add 2 blood points to your system. You can consider yourself crippled instead of incapacitated and tortured. And you have a fun new level 1 blood bond to Nicole. And there's a lot of people around. You can hear more noise in the adjoining rooms. Oh, and look, the sheriff is a few feet away, looking at you. You're still in the battles. You can see the body of one of the werewolves next to you.
I'm just gonna groan. Good morning.
Good morning. Bill. William. How do you prefer to be addressed? I've never asked.
Yeah, that just works for now.
William? William. Um, I'm not gonna keep you long. I just want a quick rundown of what, from your point of view, happened here, and then you can go to one of the cars. I'll arrange you to get some blood. You can rest up, start healing, and we'll handle this mess.
Okay. We thought something had to do with a gang. So we came here, found out it was some other junk with werewolves. And then they wanted to kill Kirk, and we said no. So it was a big misunderstanding, and we killed them all.
Hey, what were you intending to do? What did you think you were doing with the gang?
Somebody was. We thought somebody was pushing in on Isaac's business, and we're gonna talk to these people because we assumed it was just gang-related junk. We didn't find out it was werewolves until the last minute.
Okay.
I would have brought more silver if I knew.
Hey. He actually glances at Tasha and says, reaches into one of her pockets, pulls out a set of keys. You know what my car looks like, right? You remember? Tasha nods. Yeah, under the back seat there's some blood. Take him there. Tosses the keys to Tasha. Because of course she's already met the sheriff. I mean, Jackalor's already met the prince personally before he ever became part of the party. And, again, you're taken to a car, and Tasha uncovers a cooler that has a supply of blood in it. Now, at this point, you're starting to realize just how hungry you are. So, it's up to you how you wish to go about drinking this blood, if you choose to drink it at all. There's like 10 points worth in the cooler. Clearly the emergency stash she keeps on hand.
Well, since I need a specific kind of blood or a frenzy immediately, and I'm assuming she doesn't have any of that, I don't know.
Just gonna leave it bottled?
I mean, I'd rather not frenzy at the moment, even though I probably wouldn't get very far.
Okay, that's perfectly reasonable. Well, you do have your herd, so at least you'll have a not completely fucked time healing up. Alright. Tash is actually gonna volunteer to stay with you because it's a funny story, but I'd rather not be in the same room.
Oh, okay.
It would have been. There was a lot of fingers shaking. Kind of did act stupid and don't don't mention it in front of her. Actually, like, feel sorry or anything. You know.
I know how to keep my mouth shut.
Okay. So, Jackalor, it comes to you. You are Gen 11.
Indeed.
So you wake up after the first blood point, and you're actually fairly well fed. She's gonna give you another 2 just to make sure.
This is the other Lasomba, right?
Yes, this is Nicole.
Okay.
You can add a level 1 blood bond to her. The sheriff at this point has found a box that's not too blood splattered or dirty and is sitting down. Kirk. So, your friends have been rather tight-lipped about what happened here. They said that you should explain. How about you start doing that?
Well, first things first, I should have told you. You're right. I should have informed you that we were going to this meeting, but I was unaware it was going to be werewolves, or in this case, my own goddamn son.
Give me a perception empathy roll, Jackalor, on her.
Ah, shit, I have less dice. I have 1 die.
Yeah? 50-50. And a nice chance for a botch. Okay. You definitely catch her eyes just dart downwards and to the side. You glance in that direction and you see the not quite grown male form that has been riddled with bullets on the ground, not moving.
I just go, no. Why did it have to come to this?
I'm sorry. I'm calm. I'm sorry, Jacqueline. It's the voice. Please
Sorry.
keep going. No. It's...
Uh, anyway. Uh, so we came here thinking this was probably just some gang related shit. We find out it's my son, and then they tell me I'm some kind of kinfolk or something. I'm not really sure about that, but I don't know enough about werewolves to know anything at all what that's about. And that I'm a abomination or something to Gaia. I think that's what their words. And they were willing to, well, just let the others go, and if they just let me die, the others wouldn't have any of it, and were like, that's not really the right way to do things because we've grown
Your
closer.
sire, as you keep talking, just one hand over her face and just groans. Glances up at Isaac. If they know where your business are, you know you're fucked too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not target this on my fucking werewolves. They could at least, like, mark their fucking property or something. Sake. Can't even tell with these assholes. Nicole just kind of pats Carol on the shoulder. That's okay. At least they're good sport, right? Takes a second frenzy tick.
Oh no.
Okay, I think I have a picture. More or less clearly here. So, they fucked with your domain, points at Isaac, to get to Kirk and lure you in. And you, of course, went along to try and resolve the interests of one of your group. How the fuck did they know you two were tied together?
I helped him. The only time we worked together, other than for our missions, would have been with the time when one of the, well, we suspect anyway. Well, someone fucked with our interests. We think it was the prospective sire or former prospective sire of Isaac, right?
Yeah.
And I did some work with Isaac to help, unfucking things.
And this, children, is a very well, visceral, let's say, example of why the masquerade is important. You fucked up. You left clues about yourselves out where people could find them. And yes, you didn't fuck it up for everyone. You just fucked it up for yourselves. But still, this is why those of us who are older and more experienced are as paranoid as we are about not leaving loose ends. Because sometimes some asshole decides to follow loose ends, and sometimes they decide to stab you when they hit you. I suggest you might want to move your investments, Isaac. Werewolves. Well, you've seen the movies. It's kind of a thing where you have the pack, and a pack then belongs to a sept, and a sept belongs to even larger organizations. So when one tiny piece of the werewolf war machine goes missing, more come looking for it. Get your asses hidden, okay?
Yeah.
It's literally your hides on the line. Seriously. If you need help, I might be able to arrange something, but you really, really want to fix this. Not because I'm gonna be on your ass. You're not screwing things up for the rest of us. At least not yet. But you might be in a tiny bit of danger all the same. Right. Well, can't really blame you for what happened here. It's more experienced kindred might have done better, but I think it's probably unfair to expect you to did. And you managed to take those fuckers down for the most part.
There is also the problem of we didn't expect werewolves, so we didn't expect to use supernatural powers, but I had to use my obturbation to create a cloud of darkness, or else would not probably have been torn to shreds. This may have led to the mortal backup going crazy or something, because they never arrived.
Isaac, didn't I ask about any loose ends that we had to start chasing immediately?
I absolutely
Hmm.
forgot about them because they never arrived.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't call them in either, so we might not have exactly known when or whatever they would have arrived. He told us he had backup, but he didn't tell us when he called it in, I think.
Okay, who got them?
Bill,
Bill, yeah.
Okay, Bill hasn't completely eviscerated the emergency cooler I keep in the car. There might be some blood left. Other than that, I can offer you an escort back to your domain, since most of you aren't in any state to be fighting. So I'm gonna go and talk with Bill. Come on. Let's go.
I follow along.
Yeah.
Same.
Nicole's kind of gonna reach down, pull you to your feet with one hand, and support you as you go out.
Yay.
So, you at least managed to get any licks in before they took you out?
Wait, she asked me, right?
Yeah, she's asking Jackalor.
She asked licks?
Yeah, as in, did you do any damage?
Ah, I was mostly focused on crowd control.
Disappointing. Ah, yes, Carol likes the fiddly crap too. Oh well. Well, it's been some 15 minutes, and you see the rest of your coterie along with like a pair of ghouls, Nicole and Carol, coming out. Carol looks not outright pissed, but that mostly chill demeanor of hers is mostly gone. She looks, at the very least, heavily annoyed. Bill? Right, William. We agreed to call you William. William. Mortal backup. You had some. Tell me more now.
Let's see. I got some backup from my sire. He can tell you more if you need more information about them. I'm not sure about the details, but we're supposed to call them in if anything happened. I called them in when it did happen, but I'm not sure. They never showed up when I assumed it was going to take less than a minute, and then Kirk used his big black goo, or what was it? Do you
How
remember?
big was the cloud?
Um,
Outcut, it
how
was
big was it?
huge. He got like 4 or 5 successes, I think.
Yeah, it
It
killed
was-
the entire building.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Okay. Don't. Oh, they don't lose their memories when that happens. Don't panic. Oh, they might not even go back to their old haunts. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no, that's an actual masquerade breach. Great. Okay. I'm gonna be calling your sire. And Nicole, do you mind babysitting? Nicole gives her like a really bitch look. Rolls her eyes and says, "Okay, fine. I'll make sure nothing kills them on the way."
Before you go, you think you could hold me down? I need some blood, but I would rather not. You know, in case I go crazy. And I'd rather not be hungry next time I try to get blood.
Carol just looks at Nicole. She smirks. Okay. Here's how it works with blood bonds. You already had my blood this evening. So it doesn't matter if you drink from me again tonight. I'm gonna suck down these disgusting fucking bags. Except that I'm being stupid, aren't I? Something werewolves. Okay, fine. I guess we can hold you down. Looks at the rest of the party. Is he strong? How strong is he?
PJ was pretty strong, right?
Yeah, he's very
Oh, yeah,
fucking
he was
strong.
pretty fucking strong.
It is 5 dice less though, so
No, frenzy until you hit in Captain Ignores wound.
really? Oh my god.
Oh.
Anyone got a pair of handcuffs?
Those won't help at your levels. Carol just gives you all a look. Nicole, I think you should be able to figure out how to contain one frenzying fledgling. I have stuff to do. Please just get them home. They're not your problem after you do. And hey, maybe something will ambush you on your way and you can have some fun, eh? Sheriff gets in the car, leaves the cooler outside, and starts making calls. And, how would she go about this? Yeah, no. She had rolled a 6 on her blood pool, so she has 5 left at this point. She's not particularly eager to spend them either. Okay. Which of you fucks is actually somewhat strong?
Don't
Wow.
you guys have like tokens or something?
So I do have 3 strength, maybe, but against him.
Tasha is gonna slowly step up. Someone without their insides on the outside. Okay, yeah, no. Can you hold on till you're home?
I think I can manage.
Okay, good. We're gonna take the cooler. Carol won't miss it too much, I'm sure. And where is your domain? Do you have like a place that's at least away from people or secure or something?
I guess my shop doesn't count.
I mean, you could go to the. It's an asylum, right?
It's pretty far away from a lot of people.
Oh no, I'm not taking you to your individual domains. You are attacked by werewolves. You are staying together.
That is our group haven.
Okay, an asylum. Well, I guess you're spending some time in straitjacket then. Okay. You're gonna have to forgive me, but I'm gonna keep the sword out while we drive. She's gonna sit next to you on the back seat. I need to check actually. No, it's a 2, but she's being denied a chance to kill werewolves, so not necessarily happy with how this turned out. Is there anything you wish to discuss on the drive? Probably actually you in whatever car you took here. Well, most of you. I think Nicole, along with the 2 ghouls, is gonna be in a separate car just to make sure that William doesn't frenzy on the way.
Okay.
Is there anything you wish to discuss among the 4 of you, or you, William, with Nicole, as the case may be? Or you can suggest an alternative seating arrangement if there's one that makes sense to you.
I'm okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume we're driving that way. Do you drive in silence? Or do you discuss anything?
I'm in silence.
I'm with
Who
Nicole,
was it of
right?
you that shot my son?
You're with Nicole. Jacklor, you were asking?
Yeah. Who was it of you that shot my son?
Cheese was like. I think it was Bill.
It
I'm not sure if he was the only one though.
Kirk, he was coming at everyone. It was chaos. We were all just shooting at everything that had fur on.
Well, now it's just a matter of putting what to put on his tombstone.
Yeah. Sir Dave. Interesting comment about how he was still fresh. She might have been checking if rigor mortis had set in or something.
I assume I don't have to roll intelligence occult, or do I?
You can make an educated guess that there would be a limit to how quickly you can turn someone, or how long you can leave it.
Well, I hope she. Well, I hope she knows best.
Well, on that account, okay, she didn't botch, so she doesn't think it's a good idea.
Oof.
In fact, she knows how horribly bad an idea that is. It's not your fault, really. It chose this. We just defended ourselves. He kept coming at us till the very end.
There is such a thing as excessive violence when.
They were fucking werewolves! You can see my lungs! Fuck you!
My fucking son is dead, you whore!
Okay.
I think I should roll for frenzy.
Yeah, she's rolling for frenzy as well. Actually, no, it's higher, because she's Bruja.
So what's the difficulty for this one? 6?
I think for you it's also an 8, because this is extremely personal, and she's, from your point of view, fucking with you in front of the party. This is kind of public.
I think I'm frenzying.
Who's at the wheel? The Bruja holds up.
I mean, I guess Isaac is still hurt, right?
Yeah, I'm still her, so I
So
presume.
I would probably be driving.
Okay, Burke. Actually, everyone in the car. Roll initiatives. Also, who called shotgun?
Funnily enough, this probably wouldn't be the one time I called shotgun because I'd be sitting next to Solomon and it would be very awkward. So I'm probably in the back.
Sasha's probably too. She's kind of in a mood of, yeah, I don't want to be. She kind of wants to not be out in the open, if you know what I mean. So bundling in the back appeals to her. So it might be Kirk up front with Solomon. So, Solomon, Berg just called out that his son is dead and called Tasha a whore.
I'm buffing Dex by 1 just in case.
Okay, Isaac.
I'm sick of this shit. So the one thing that I'm just going to try and do, because I don't know if it works or not, but like please not here, please not now, is just try and dominate the fuck the freeze.
Okay. Kirk.
My guy is absolutely useless at combat. The fuck would the beast even do?
Leap at Tasha.
Well, the beast is essentially a worshipper of corn. So, blood for the blood god.
Yeah, fuck Tasha.
Okay, given
So,
that you're...
Well, would it be Dick's drive to unfasten the belt?
No, but you're gonna be, if you're leaping at her, be at +2 difficulty, cause effectively you are... You have a lot of crap in the way.
How many extra blood points was I given? 2?
Yes. She gave you 3 and 1 went to awaken you.
Yeah, okay. I'll spend, well, yeah, I'll spend 1 point of blood on buffing my dexterity.
Okay. What the fuck even do here? Okay, and what are you doing other than buffing your dexterity? Just leaping at her?
Yes.
Okay. Oof. I think Tasha is gonna try and push you away with like her foot, sort of just scooch down in the seat and just, you know, kick out at you to try and push you away. Not to do damage, but just to, you know, keep you away. So this is gonna be a contested dex brawl. Her blocking at 7 and you leaping at 8. She wants to give Isaac a chance to get the dominate off, rather than doing something more drastic. So, if you would, your leapings, Jackalor.
Whoop de friggin' do. I get 1 success.
Okay, she's fending you off. For the moment, Isaac.
Yeah, let's try this 5 dice set into actually no 6 dice set. Wait, hold up. I'm trying to remember to count. 7 plus no 4 plus yeah, that's 7. 5 dice. Fuck. Should I just roll a difficulty 6?
Roll at 3. It's +2 for frenzying, I believe we go with, but he has no willpower left almost. Okay, and what is the command?
Just freeze.
Okay. Solomon, make a dex drive check.
Difficulty?
The difficulty is 6. This is effectively... Each success will give you a turn in which you can keep the car under control, and effectively you're gonna have to keep making rolls the longer this goes on. So yeah, for the first 3 turns of combat you're fine. But if this goes on longer than that, you're gonna need to make another roll to stay in control. So, I assume you are gonna try and stay on the road. Alternatively, with that many success, you can start slowing down. Try and pull over.
Staying on the road for now.
Okay. Isaac, it seems to have taken hold. But as you're looking on, you can't really see the irises. It's just black dilated pupils. Lights are on, no one's home.
Yeah. Even though that happened, I'm going to basically at least start going to a small monologue to sort of potentially calm him down by just going, look, Kirk, we know you've lost your son. I lost somebody also dear to me. We're living in that kind of world now, and I hate it. I know you hate it now too, but please, please,
Okay,
please,
as you're saying
tell
all
me.
of that, Tasha grapples him and puts him in a hold.
Or that.
Okay. So, next round, Solomon, what do you do? Isaac is talking to Kirk, trying to calm him down. Tasha is currently leaning over the seat and sort of pulling him back into the seat to try and lock him down.
Concentrate on the road like a good driver.
Okay. Isaac,
Yeah.
do you wish to keep talking?
He's grappled, but I'm just gonna keep talking, sort of, because just to let my own emotions go out. It's not even for calming him at this point. It's probably just me just going on a small rant.
Okay. Kirk, this is the second round in which you're frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a section
I'll
for
bump up my
boost.
strength by 1.
Yeah, Tasha is buffing hers by 1 as well. Okay. Solomon. This is the third round on which you're focusing on. No, this would be the fourth round already, isn't it?
I think it's only this. Huh. Like my first action was rolling last turn, so this must be the second turn.
This would be at least the third. But okay, we'll say that you need to make the next roll to stay on the road next round.
Okay, then I'm buffing Dex by 1 already, just in preparation.
Okay. Isaac, still talking to him?
Yep.
Okay. Kirk, I assume let's speed this along and say that effectively, I think I know how this is gonna end. But let's say you get one more turn of buffing, both you and Tasha, Jackalor. And Naxi, give me that Dex drive check at 6. Okay, good. And Jackalor, we're gonna do 2 contested strength brawl checks. If Tasha wins both, then effectively you'll have ridden out the frenzy. Because you did botch. So it's not really possible for you to snap out of it early. You have to follow through with it essentially. So, yeah, give me a strength brawl check at 6. This is just a straight contest. Damn it. So Tasha is buffed by 2, so 5 effective strength, 3 effective brawl, but -2, so 6 dice. 3. Okay. So that happens. somehow he twists around and just slides under and out of her grasp and comes back up again. So I guess we're back into it. Solomon.
Yes.
What do?
I mean, I'm going to have to continue driving. It's not like I could set it on fire or something stupid like that, but I'm not going to do
Once was enough?
that. Not in the car that I'm driving myself, no friends.
Okay. Isaac.
As he fucking just keeps on going, I'm just gonna, God fucking damn it. And I'm going to try and dominate him again.
Okay.
And I have the perfect command.
Okay. Dash is gonna activate her celerity and draw her revolver with her main action.
Well, first my declaration, I guess. I'm going to buff my strength by 1, attempt to make a brawl attack with my fangs.
You want to keep the grapple.
Yes.
In which case, yeah, you can definitely do that. In which case, she's gonna still activate the celerity action. And she is gonna spend the celerity on dodge. And she is gonna fang you first. I'm gonna say that both are like +1 because attacking is awkward here. Except that I fucked it up. She has penalties.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a botch.
That is a botch. Okay. I actually have a perfect botch that would completely fuck her without being directly damaging. She gets in the way of them establishing eye contact. So he takes another
No!
+3 for only using his voice without seeing the eyes.
Oh, you had the perfect command too. But
You're rolling at 6. You can still succeed.
bad.
But yeah, Jackalor, roll your attack.
Corn, guide my fangs.
Stop.
No.
Every time.
So you lean back, you just rear back to sink your fangs in, and you're falling, and you're tumbling, and oh, is that the pavement? Dunk, 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 dunk,
Oh,
dunk.
he's on the side?
Yeah, he's skidding across the pavement. So,
God damn it.
with the triple botch, it's fucking bad.
We'd be falling behind them, right?
Yep. So the ghoul just swerves as you see a body tumble out of the car in front of you, and for like the past minute, Nicole has been like, "What the fuck is one of them freezing in there? Oh, come, seriously!" Wow, that's... Yeah, you don't really take any damage. That was me rolling bashing. So, Jackalor, you are now on the street. The cars are in front of you. Nicole's a little closer. You might be able to reach it. The other one, probably too far ahead and both are still moving, though Nicole's has slowed down as it swerved.
I have a really, really, really terrible idea.
There's an agent in that car.
There's also a cloud of darkness I could spawn.
You're in frenzy, though. I don't. Can he?
Yeah, it's tentacles, maybe, but even then, it's too psychery.
Fair enough. Charge the agent! I'll also buff my dex by 1.
Okay then. So, Solomon, what are you doing?
Just out of interest, how hard would it be to turn the car around and drive him over?
You'd have to turn the car around, avoid Nicole's car, and still hit him. So, 9 plus 1. If you get that, you'll hit him. If doing it all at once in a single maneuver, it's really fucking hard.
Come on, Solomon. You're experienced at running people down. I believe in you.
I mean,
He's
Even
just
like that, I would've
screaming
said that.
criminal codes at you at this point.
Like, if I buff one more, I could roll 7 dice at 9 plus 1.
Easy.
No, I don't like the chances. Though I should. I mean, I could slow the car down or something.
You could just slam on the brakes. That is definitely a thing.
I mean, did the other car slam on the brakes?
It swerved to avoid him, so it kind of slowed down to avoid him. So you're further ahead. That's why he's able to catch up
Yeah,
to
that's-
them. He's still gonna need to roll like Dex Athletics to get to the car and jump on it before it can pull away.
Yeah, let's stop the car and maybe next turn I can drive him over.
Okay. Okay. Isaac,
Yeah.
what do?
Well, I was going to dominate him, but it's kind of out of my reach now. So I guess I'm just going to, for this time, stay put until, Solomon then rotates the car and gets into a better position where I can dominate him again.
Okay. Kirk.
So I make the dex athletics roll now?
No, you declare. I assume you're gonna
Oh.
just go for her.
Did we wait, didn't I declare already? But yeah, charge.
Okay. Well, we're going into the proper turn. Because last round was you falling out.
Okay. Could I have spent well, I did I spend that round blood buffing? Yes, I did. Did I?
Yeah,
I
you buffed last turn.
I don't recall I have enough to keep track of with NPCs. Manage your own sheet.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I buffed the round I attacked, but I guess we missed a round. Well, whatever.
No,
doesn't
that
matter.
was a round in which
blood-
you attacked. The attack was what took you out of the car and onto the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So I did spend a round blood buffing. Then I'm going to buff my dex by 1 and then at the charge.
Okay. Bill, it's been half an hour. Well, maybe 45 minutes since you fought werewolves, and they're fucking up again.
Ugh. Let's see. Even with him having all his strength, I can probably hold him down, even with less dice. So I'm just gonna tackle him and try to put him in the grip in the hole.
Well, currently you're in the back seat of a car that's still moving and he's trying to catch up to it. He's not going to be able to attack this round. He's essentially going to grab onto the rear if he can, and then the round after this one, he's going to probably attack you through the rear view window.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay. And what are you preparing to do?
Get out of the car if it stops.
Okay. Dasha's gonna... Shit, she's gonna activate celerity, draw a revolver, and try and take a shot at him.
I get covered from the car.
Oh, yes. And she... Unless... Yeah, you... It's gonna be a very tricky shot. Nicole. Nicole gonna twist around in her seat and have a prepared action to stab you through the window if you manage to grab hold of the rear. And she did have the sword out in case Bill frenzied in the back with her. That being said, since she's twisting around in the seat and she's striking through the window, it's gonna be at penalties as well, and noticeable ones.
So do I roll my Dex Athletics to, well, Dex to catch the car?
Yes. Yes, please do.
Nope.
Okay. So it's probably all the damage he's taken because his muscles don't quite seem to work right even when driven by the beast. And it takes him just a second too long to get up and get moving to catch up. Okay. So, Solomon, you're trying to stop.
Yes.
So, give me a dex drive at 6. Short of botching, you're not gonna screw this up, but this might further affect what others are trying. Okay, never mind. You skid the car and, well, what would you like to do? Would you like to line him up for a drive-by? Or to drive over him? Or for to line
Yes.
Tasha's shot up? What's the plan? With 5 you can get an additional benefit out of this, I would say.
I will line it up so Tasha has a better shot.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm gonna say you're able to spin it around pretty much immediately without putting her in long range. You're able to set it up so she doesn't take any awkward angles. Jackalor, I think you're about to have a fun moment. Roll soap lethal.
I'm in torpor again.
So one shot rings out. Ruins one of the rear passenger windows. And puts an end to the frenzy. Tasha just says, "Who's the bitch now?" Damn, Solomon, can you drive? Fuck me.
Phew.
Oh. Is every night with you like this? I mean, we had the Malkavian, and then they had that little thing with the hobo, and now this? Shit.
Yeah, we had some bad luck this week.
Nicole, meanwhile, has gotten out and is dragging him by the foot towards the trunk of her car.
Since I was kind of at the ready and I was going to do this, I'm going to see about, when does Solomon stop after running him over is the question.
No, I only
Yeah,
I was stopping and turning the car, so
Yeah, he essentially
yeah.
stopped with a spin to line up the perfect shot for Tasha.
Yeah, okay, because I was going to go and see about assisting, just getting him into the trunk and get the fuck out of here.
He's gonna yell at you. Get back in the car and start driving, I got this.
Okay.
Okay. A little while later, you're gonna arrive at your haven. And, well, Nicole seems to have just this verging on the sadistic almost smile on her face. Like a cat that stole something from the table kind of look, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really thought it would be you that would frenzy. You're the Bruja, you're hungry, right? Damn. I really should have that boy. You think?
He could use talking to, I guess. But he's going through some things at the moment, you know.
Hmm. When you get there, you're gonna get him out of the trunk and just casually drag him by a foot like she did before. His face is getting to know the gravel very well. Okay, so can you figure out how to tie up William here on your own?
I mean, we should have something, right?
Okay. Why don't you do that? And Well, I'm sure you won't mention any of this to his sire, will you?
Of, I mean, of course not.
He has been trying so hard. Happy. Please don't ruin it for him. And if you'll excuse me, I will have a private talk with Golden Boy here.
Okay.
Where's the nearest trade basement? I mean, the nearest boiler room or nice enclosed, secured space.
Well, the asylum is full of them.
Point me to one.
I guess I point in the direction of the basement.
Gonna go downstairs. You hear the tuck, tuck, as his head is hitting against the stairs on the way down.
Do we have any cleaning supplies? We might need them.
I mean, first we gotta.
Actually, a 6-month corpse or so is pretty damn runny if he was to accelerate to his natural state of decay. Probably wouldn't though. The prince might get mad. So what do you do with Bill?
Find
Sure, we have
stuff
some
to restrain
change
him, I
somewhere.
guess.
Probably have some change somewhere.
Okay, everyone who wishes to help with this, make this a group thing. Witchcrafts, one of you leading, the rest being helpful, presumably.
This is with penalties, right?
Oh yeah. Josh is gonna say that she's really gonna need to hunt in a second, so either should do it now or maybe wait a bit.
I mean, there
Yeah,
are
I'm
the
also
blood
kind of
bags.
tired of blood.
Yeah.
I figured we would pour those down your throat. I'm just getting pretty low with having to do all this fighting and that fucking suit. It's one messy fucking evening.
You guys go do whatever. I can wait another half hour on the couch.
I mean, there are the isolation cells. We could just leave you inside with the bags. If all of us, like, pile up against the door, you probably won't get out.
That could work.
Fucking
I
do
mean,
that.
yeah. Yeah, probably better than trying to craft something.
Okay, so you do that. Keegan, give me one
Yes.
strength crafts roll. Because you frenzy automatically if the blood isn't tainted by nicotine, right?
That's what the flaw says.
So, give.
I assume they would have barred the door or put a couch in front of her or something at least.
They're all piled up against the other side of it or something, but essentially I want to see if you get like 5+ successes, you might be in danger of getting out.
No penalties on strength, right?
Uh, yes, no penalties on anything because you are at that point frenzying.
All right.
Yeah, no, they easily contain you. You're fine. You can take as well. Actually, you're pretty much down all 10 of the blood bags and spend like 1 blood point trying to break out, essentially, so you can add 9 to your system.
All right.
So,
After I calm down, I'm just gonna knock on the door.
oh no, they're still holding it shut. So, as you're thudding against the door, Tasha just asks the rest of you, so, take the rest of the week off?
I don't see a way around that.
But eventually, the furious snarling subsides. And I just realized, Keegan, you rolled it wrong. Potence adds to this pool.
Oh.
So it would be another 3, so you need to re-roll. Okay, no, you're still fine. Okay. Eventually, they're willing to open the door. And you can come out. Well, more like stumble or crawl out, given the state you're in, but it's the thought that counts.
The hell happened with Kirk?
He called me a bitch, it escalated from there.
Go figure.
Remind me not to try and comfort the suit again. He was asking who shot his son. I tried to explain. Well, so I have a couple called some flooding. I guess if someone else is really screwed, I could share. I guess.
I can do the same.
Are any of you gonna need any help? I'm not helping that piece of shit. He tried to bite me.
I mean, I could just hunt, though.
Uh, if we can't. Can you wait? Are you really hungry? Can you wait till tomorrow? We can patch ourselves up
Uh,
a little bit and hunt in pairs.
I mean, I will be hungry tomorrow.
Okay.
I can call someone over so you won't be hungry by
Or you
tomorrow.
could just lock me in an isolation cell.
We used all of it. I used it all of it up, sadly.
Yeah, no, I meant tomorrow.
No. Yeah, There's this one dude who's into weird stuff. Just just pretend you're German, and if he asks, say you own a gimp suit.
Well, now.
Okay.
Something else. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Tasha will lead you to someone, and you can take a couple blood points from them. She's gonna visit some other people for her own sake. So effectively, you end up visiting two people that Tasha knows. Egan, I assume
Okay.
you wanted. Do you want to call someone over tonight?
I think I'm good for now with the blood I have because I got 9 points.
Okay. What about Isaac?
Yeah, looking right now, I could use some blood, but I'm injured and I need a new suit if I want to really go and fucking hunt properly.
You definitely do.
Yeah. I can. I want to delay it by a day though.
I mean, you can ask Bill to lure one of his friends over for you. That's the thing. He might be willing to share some of his herd.
Yeah, if that would be okay.
I mean, that's
Just a
fine.
bit.
But yeah, it's fine. You're just gonna have to make up for it later.
Okay.
Did I see the bird too, or did everyone see the bird, or was I too busy fighting?
You might have been in the. Actually, give me an intelligence alertness roll to see if you remember the bird, because a lot of stuff was flashing there, and most of it is in a haze of pain.
Also, I was in cloud, so I was probably one of the few people who didn't see it clearly.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you were in the cloud, you probably did. You know that something knocked him out of the way. You felt him, you know, get shoved out of the way by
Yeah.
something. That's it.
Okay. All right, I'll call someone over.
Okay. Eventually, after you have handled business of feeding, um, fucking roll 20. Can you be less sucky? Solomon and Tasha are probably gonna see Nicole returning as well. She had apparently left at one point, whistling a little, coming back. Seems very pleased with herself. So, how did it go with William? All better?
Yeah, he did shrink up. We had him in an isolation cell, so it didn't escalate badly or anything.
Okay, good. If you hear gunshots from the basement or anything, don't worry about it.
Sure.
Is he awake or?
proceeds to the basement and goes downstairs. Jackalor, when Kirk comes to, he's strapped into a chair, tied down with any seemingly piece of fabric they could find, and there are three figures in front of you. There's Nicole, who has just fed you another point of blood, which immediately went to reawaken you. You are at what you were, and there are the two ghouls that were driving with her, who are holding drawn guns at you, ready to shoot you repeatedly if you make an aggressive move. So, what happened?
There was an argument about with Tasha about who shot my son and me calling her a whore.
Mouth just grows wider. Oh, really? Oh. Are you in control of yourself now?
Yes.
Okay. He looks at the ghouls. Gentlemen, wait at the top of the stairs if you would. Make sure the others aren't snooping. They leave the room. He leans in closer. You know, blackmail is such an ugly word. I would hate for your sire to find out how you embarrassed you. Really. Losing control in an argument with a bruja. When a bruja keeps their head. I think she expects better of you. She would be very sad to find out about this. Congratulations, Debbie. Vampires are cunts. From her point of view and from La Sombretic's point of view, he served himself up on a platter to her. She can't not. I'm sure it would just break her poor, poor heart to know that you had screwed up so quickly after everything that happened. Again. Don't you think?
Get to the point, please.
Point is simple. I will keep this to myself, and I have convinced your party to do the same. And obviously this deal. Off if she learns in any other way, for obvious reasons. But at some point, I might call on you for a favor.
Sounds like a fair trade. I
I'd rather-
smile.
Well, fair is a subjective term. Consider it a lesson in how vampires operate when they aren't using kitty gloves with each other. And
I wouldn't
the
expect any less from you.
and since we're supposed to explain things to the new kid as the prince, this might be mildly legally grey, but you did frenzy, and I'm here with the blessing of the rest of the party, effectively. So I've broken no traditions and harmed you. This is as far as kindred law is concerned. a transaction between private individuals.
Indeed.
Do try not to. It reflects on the clan. The clan is not as tolerant of the failures as some of the city. Gonna move around the back of the chair and use her sword to cut you free.
I think I'll need some help getting out of here. Mind having one of your ghouls aid me?
No, honey, I'm not a nursemaid. I'll let your party know you're down awake.
That works too.
Be up the stairs. You see her exit the basement and head towards the exit. She glances in your direction and says, your friend is awake. He says he might need some help getting up the stairs. Still that, yep, definitely cat-like smile on her face. She definitely had something go her way. And, she leaves. Ghouls trailing behind her.
Huh.
Jackalor got black. She threatened to his accident.
Oof.
What a bad son. Am I right? I'm scared of my sire.
I mean, she has one of the cuntier natures.
Yeah, no, I'm more afraid of her than I am of the 7th gen.
You're beneath Linda's notice. Your sire notices you guys, though.
Mm.
It's okay, she's gone now. She's driving off. Bye bye. Be back soon. You're gonna go get him? I'm not going down there.
I'm going to go down, I guess.
Okay. Jackalor. Kirk sees Solomon come down the stairs.
Hello there.
Hi, Kirk.
Could you care to help me up the stairs? I'm not in any condition to walk, really.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, I assume you essentially help him upstairs, and yeah, she doesn't seem happy with you, Kirk. You might have hurt her feelings there. Your fangs missed her body, but they sank right into her feels.
Uh,
Yeah, that's pretty much how it looks, Keegan.
where the fuck did he post? I want to
I
see what it
just
said.
It's like a whole building of this.
now I'm gonna have a lot of repairing to do.
You know, these pictures physically disturb me.
That's the point. It's the old asylum.
Why did we decide to live here?
Choose you need Jesus.
It's
cool,
temporary.
man.
Will
It's
you?
like-
Will we find Jesus in an asylum?
I'd
You
like
s-
to approach Tasha.
Her hand just casually drops to her gun.
Uh, my comments were in extremely poor taste, and I'm incredibly sorry that I lost my temper. You don't deserve that. None of you do. Especially not you.
That's a charisma.
I'm spending willpower and ignoring wood penalties. Actually, I have one die either. Well, I have only it's a 2 die, so I'd rather spend it on one success.
Okay. Then roll.
2.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry,
You were only defending yourself. It's expected.
She opens her mouth to say something and then, with a visible effort, closes it again without mouthing off.
Good girl.
Anyway, uh, I think we all deserve after that this whole debacle deserves some free time. So maybe we should take a break on the whole investigation for like a week while we recover.
Seems like a good plan.
Yeah, we won't get around that.
I mean, I'm okay with that, but you sure those fucks won't have a problem with it? Sheriff seemed annoyed.
I'll need at least 3 days to recover slightly, and I'd still be have scars across my entire body.
Like,
I mean, a couple of days, and we can like be careful when we start with the next point on the list.
at this point, I will allow you to. Well, how much aggravated do you wish to? If you're focusing just on resting up and healing, you can skip ahead a number of days and heal. equivalent amount of aggravated damage, and then just roll for how much blood you start that night with in your system.
Yeah, I need to rest for willpower and egg.
Yeah, no, we're not going to rest 2 weeks or something, by the way.
You rest a week. I will let you heal fully and everyone recover 1 willpower.
We should probably rest a week. Because I have -5 and no
Same.
willpower.
Okay. Alright. So, a week will pass. You may erase your wounds,
All of them?
all of them, and you may add 1 willpower point. And roll to see how much blood you end up having once we start up again. For Tasha, thing changes. During that week, your sire will contact you, Keegan, and tell you that, like, seriously, dude, this is exactly the kind of thing I didn't want you to do. Could you try and be more accurate in the future, please? Especially if you're using my resources.
I was working on that information, so my bad. What is the roll for blood? 1d10?
1d10 plus 5.
What the fuck? That's actually the 7 bullet points. That's how much I even had before we rested.
Plus 5.
Yeah, the 7, but then a +5.
Could I have made some calls in that time while I was healing?
Depends on just how much effort that you're talking about. If you're running around dealing with a lot of stressful crap, that would threaten your ability to regain willpower.
More like just calling and asking if I can get some stuff.
Okay, from whom?
My smuggler or whatever he is, I was wondering if he could get us some Kevlar vests or any kind of body armor that, after a situation like this, it would be nice if we had some.
Okay. What have your contacts? Because I think your smuggler was more about specifically mechanical stuff, or was he just in general getting stuff kind of?
Car parts and less than legal goods is what I wrote down, but not exactly sure.
Okay. I'm gonna say that he can get you some vests, but it's effectively gonna cost you quite a bit. You can use your resources to do this, but effectively, until the next longer month-long downtime passes, you're gonna be effectively at resources.
Can I get...
You can get some other odds and ends with the vests, yes. Up to
No, I was wondering, can I get... If it's just money, can I get Kirk and Isaac to help? Because they're loaded, and this is for the group.
Well, this is a relative term. It wouldn't. It would be enough that you wouldn't dig down if everyone pitched in. But effectively, he has to go through a couple of other people. He's not really into the arms and armor trade as much. So effectively, you're getting the stuff at a significantly higher price because it goes through middlemen.
Mm.
And yeah, keep in mind, Isaac has to move his stuff so werewolves don't find him again.
Yeah, I can't really spend much. Need all the pennies.
If I. Okay, maybe some other time.
You could always ask the prince for body armor.
No, I'm gonna ask something else from the prince.
I wonder what. Okay, so. Yay or nay on the armor?
Uh,
Yeah, sure.
some other time. I mean, unless people would like some right away, but I don't know if people want to deal with the dex penalties. Who wants body armor? Because there's level 3 for -1 dex or level 1 for no penalty.
Level 1 you can just buy in the shop essentially.
You can't get level 3 at a shop.
Bro.
I would say you could get level 2. Level 3 is like.
Police gear.
Effectively, yeah.
Okay, I'll just get everyone level 1 then, since I can afford that and it's less of an issue.
Okay, so you're effectively wearing heavy clothing. Okay. So, your investigations. How do you wish to proceed?
So which one do you guys want to do first? The pale woman that was asking for occult things, or the stuff with weird shit?
What's a bigger masquerade breach? The humanoid, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So I guess we go do that.
Sure.
Okay. You're looking for the presumed Schlachta, then.
Yes.
May the odds be ever in your favor. I'm just quickly making sure I have all the abilities remapped. Because I go for the other one first, but this is okay. I'm okay with this. Works.
I made a recommendation. I didn't say we had to do it first.
Too late.
You're going apparently. Damn. Elder sheets. What?
Doubt.
They give them a or rather a 6.
Hey. Sixth? I don't like this noise.
Okay, now I think I got all disciplines. So, this one was in the good part of town. Assume you haven't really been at Elysium since then. Since the werewolf showdown.
I mean, I didn't have to heal, so I could have technically gone there.
Actually, that is a good point. Are you missing any more willpower, Nyaxi?
Yes.
You can get a second point back, because you weren't bothered by pain throughout that entire week. You were just chilling. The rest, I believe, were hurt to varying extents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fucking coward.
I believe we said it was somewhere like here, that ink. So, how do you wish to proceed?
I mean, I think the first plan is to go there, right?
Gear up.
I'm presuming that's implied that you're loaded down with hardware.
Well, where's the first leads point to it in that area? In the
Uh,
notes.
Effectively, the stuff that's in the dossier is kind of thin. Effectively, it's weird misshapen humanoids seen in this area. Bunch of dates. It might have at most some eyewitness names, so you would know effectively what people to track down. But mostly what you have is a vague description and a general area.
I mean, should we start with the eyewitnesses then?
Mm. Sounds the easiest way to start, yeah. We do have Dominate for that, so it's easy.
Okay. So, it's fairly straightforward. So, effectively, knock on some doors, talk with some people, dominate them, get information.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you have a lot of abilities that make this unlikely to go horribly wrong. So this can be either wits or, let's say, manipulation, intimidation. Or not intimidation, investigation, I should say. Though intimidation works as well if you want to just smash some faces. Effectively, pick someone who's leading this with an appropriate role. Personally, I would suggest Jackalor because he has actual investigative skills.
Yeah.
And the rest of you can help with whatever role appropriate. And
Can I do wits investigation?
you can do wits investigation. Tasha will use perception alertness to keep a lookout. Make sure you're not disturbed.
I'll support the man, Kirk, but I'm going to be the ruffian in this part, so I'm gonna go with manipulation, intimidation.
Keegan?
I will go with manipulation investigation.
I'll go manipulation. You said intimidation?
Yeah. Or you can suggest a different role if you think something else might be more appropriate, but works.
I mean, I can always ask around, like, be, what's the word? Get all friendly with people and ask them what they saw. Charisma, empathy.
Would I'd say in this case be like charisma streetwise.
That works.
Yeah, you can use that. So, make your rolls at 6, gentlemen.
Jackler, go.
Nope.
I give you one success.
Say total of 4 the way we. Unless
I
Keegan.
have smooth.
Yeah,
I have smooth talker as charisma.
so that would be a total of 5, even with Jackal or failing. Okay, so you're able to gather the rumors pretty quickly, and it kind of ends up pointing to one particular neighborhood. And you are, I'm gonna say, able to track down like a someone who's living on the street that's near there that might have actually seen where those fuckers came up from. Because it hasn't been a continuous disturbance, it's more like a, oh yeah, a couple of things were loose on the streets, kind of trying to catch stray cats and eat them raw kind of thing. Before some people came and caught them.
Lol.
And I think this part we can actually roleplay out. So, there is a homeless person sleeping in an alley. Nice dead end. They're sort of gathered a little nest next to a doorway. Probably next to some kind of vent or something that gives off a bit of heat. And you approach, you just see them huddled up in the early springtime with a bottle of hooch that they're sucking on to keep warm. Kind of look a bit alarmed when they see a large group of people. Kind
So
of
the hobo
darting.
is alive, not dead.
This one seems to be alive, yes. Eyes darting between your faces. Not quite cornered animals level of wariness, but on its way there. Might not be the first time someone's tried to chase him off.
I'm. I guess I'll go. I'm going to sort of just slightly approach, but like sort of non-threateningly, hopefully, and just go. Sorry to disturb your sleep, but you were in the neighborhood, and we've been sort of curious about some urban rumors of some sorts. And would I at this point just be able to use dominate to just basically go, would you please tell us about anything weird you've seen around in this area? Or
Okay, you can. Roll me a manipulation leadership at 4. Okay. Well, I just I just saw 5 people. Some of and none of them. It. Why are you dressed like that? No, that's definitely not normal. I mean, it's not that cold outside. Uh, and then I. No. That's normal. That couple always does that. There there was a thing a couple weeks back. It's it it it's that damn big pharma. They're they're doing experiments. It's you should have seen them. It's like one of them was really big and really short. It's like just wide. Arms like you couldn't believe. I saw him smash a guy. And the other one, it's like really spindly. It just oh, man, it's me of. There's weird shit there too.
Do they live here, or were they passing by, or did you just happen to see them?
They came from the fucking facility. They do experiments in there. Them and they're fucking aliens, man.
Do you know where the facility is?
Shit, don't go to the facility. It's dangerous there.
Please, just please. You're a
Make,
trusted man.
make me a charisma leadership role to impress the hobo that you're officer material.
God bless. Difficulty.
6.
Charisma is graceful.
Okay, he's gonna come out of the nest, and you notice now that there is a 38 in his right hand, while his left still holds onto the bottle of hooch, and he just walks to the end of the alley and starts gesturing with the gun. And you go there, and then you take a right, and then you go straight, and then you'll see the big thing, but they don't take it that anyone in, and you just have to go around the back, and it'll look like a wall, but I think it opens up, and he just gives you instructions to a back alley where presumably the secret entrance to the alien laboratory is.
I will, thank him very much, and that, he shouldn't worry about big pharma, and just slide him a 20 for the help, and just tell him, like, get yourself something nice.
It's like,
Can you dominate him to get actual food?
You want to go? You want to go home and rethink your life?
Where is his home, Jackalor?
The tent is his home. Jeez.
error 404, home not found.
Aw.
I mean, if it's a technocracy based Jacklord, you're all fucked. You're probably already being tracked. Okay. He seems grateful for the 20.
Understandable. And just wish him a happy night, and just sort of go into where his directions led, and you're like, as we get out of the alley, a little bit way, like a bit crazy, but he's definitely seen something.
He gave a description of 2 people that were disfigured, or
Yeah, one of them was short but big, wide essentially, and one of them I think you said they had like long as fuck arms.
Yeah. Effectively, you have a vague description of the bulky one and a suggestion that there might maybe have been more than one, but the one that got noticed was the abnormally bulky one.
But yeah, there seems to also be a potential of more. So when we get there, be careful. But they do seem to be in this area, most likely, unless they moved recently.
Sounds like something from a circus show.
Let me just Okay, I actually have a perfect name. As you approach the location, you see the glass windows and a big sign up front. Eco Genetics, a global leader in human genetics. On the front of the
Is this
building.
Bentex?
You don't know. It would be a shame if it was Pentex. There might already be a spiral dancer watching you.
I mean, you can look up the company online or something.
Do you wish to look the company up online?
Well, we have smartphones, right?
Yeah,
Sure,
we should, right?
Wait, what the hell?
there's a link for you.
What the fuck? Unique expertise, unique capabilities, unrivaled capabilities. I feel like this is an unintentional sponsor.
I mean, some of your guesses might not be entirely off about who this might be.
Yeah, especially those who have a cult. But I'm going to suggest before we go in and potentially not know something, should we potentially call up the sheriff just to make sure this isn't somebody's from the cities?
Yeah,
In
but
any
it's
case.
probably a good idea to just inform her that it's.
Okay, so who calls her?
Not a.
Not it.
Not it.
Heavy glancing at Solomon and Kirk.
Who's calling the sheriff? Just to inform her of. What's the fucking thing called again? Decode genetics or some shit? Um, multiple reasons, like we traced the thing back here, and technically it could be before we go in.
It's like. It's like seal the hatch behind us, we're going to attack.
I mean, we're not going to attack, I hope. But I mean, it could be someone's domain, right?
As far as you know, it's outside the official domains. At least there's no domain you should be concerned with mentioned in the briefings.
I mean, what are we even going to do when we walk right in there? Like, what's the plan?
Do we ever have a plan when we do these kind of things?
Like, we can't just walk into some company and shoot it up or some shit. That's it's not gonna solve anything.
Acquire 3-point enemy went through Primogen.
You can always send one of the suits to go take a look.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't have to be a sheriff. We can ask someone else who would know if this is someone else's domain.
Potentially, we should maybe scout the building out, see what we can see throughout the windows. But if there's anything iffy, it's most likely in the basement. Uh, One thing that we could do is, how late is it?
Given that you spent the early part of the night asking questions after rolling out, it's kind of just after midnight now.
Yeah, pretty late.
Right. For mortals.
Yeah, we can't even really go in that well. There's cameras.
Yep.
Like half of the party is La Sombra. Rip.
Not too bad for us.
Digital cameras will still pick you up.
Oh, bastards. But another thing that we could do is just stalk it out, see who comes in, who comes out. In case this isn't anybody's from the cities.
Okay? You can certainly
But,
do that.
I mean, if like a Ventrue or something owns that, he's not going to come in and out.
Went through just signing paperwork in front of the building and clear you of everyone.
I mean, why would he even go here if it's like outside of domain, of official domain? Like, nowadays you can do your business from home or your office.
Just out of curiosity, Jacklord, do you remember where I could find the stats on the hit marks?
A what now?
Hit marks.
I have never heard of hit marks.
Oh, you poor sod. Never mind, keep talking. I'm just... Ah, there it is. There it is. There's a whole stat list for this. Great. Excellent. So, do you wish to do a stakeout then?
I mean, I'm up for it. Depends on the others.
I mean, we can stake
I'm
it
not
out and then
sure, I don't much help,
call some
but
people and
sure.
see what they know. Right.
I mean, I'm not sure what is to be gained of staking out the building.
I mean, if we end up finding, or at least noticing in the slightest amount, the
Of what?
so-called, what the crazy guy said, experiments or whatever we're looking for, that big wide guy or long arm guy, then we know we got this place.
I mean, it's in the middle of the night though. If this is like a human institution, wouldn't they be more likely to work during the day?
I mean, yes, if we're looking for humans.
I'm sure we can take a look around and then maybe report that it's that the leads led here or whatever.
So, how close to the building do you wish to get? If you're taking a close look.
Maybe is it like in a connected building? Like what's sort of the scenario in this neighborhood in terms of buildings?
It's you. From the look of it, it looks like the Decode institution owns like this one building, or at least a big part of it. At least theirs are all the big signs up front. And the dude did say that there was a way you could go around the back, where they presumably do all the illicit deliveries. So you can at least track your way most of the way around this one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Did the fucking old guy say something about in the back there's like a hidden wall or something to open up?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys want to try that out?
What do you mean by try that out?
I mean, notice that there's a hidden door anywhere.
Sure, we can watch from afar, but we're not going to try opening a hidden door.
Yeah.
From how afar are you gonna try and study the hidden door?
I mean, I have auspex. I don't need to get that close, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Yeah, but try to stick together. There's 5 of us, so let's go in 3 and 2. The 3 in the back where the hidden door is, 2 in the front.
Okay, who's in the front,
Of
who's
the
in the
supposed
back
building.
then?
I'll stay front.
I mean, it's your plan. You should tell us where to go, Demi.
Okay, how about you? Okay, you, Kirk, and you're gonna need some muscles, so have Bill go with you just in case, and me and Tasha will take the front.
Asha smirks a little and take the front. Okay. So, as the others circle around the back, Emmy,
Mm-hmm.
you just set up to watch? Or are you actually gonna go inside? It does
no, I'm
look
not
like
actually
there
inside.
is. It does look like there is still someone at the reception, even at this time of night.
No, I'm not going again.
Okay. Going around the back, the 3 of you. How close are you going? Are you actually gonna go inside the alley? This is a wider alley. It's almost like a side street where, you can have delivery vans actually, go in. So that part at least does seem to be accurate. Then again, the building on the other side of the alley, it looks like some of those back doors might lead to restaurants or eateries. So those delivery vans might as well have been coming for those as well.
Huh. How close? I mean, is there any wall that looks likely that looks like it likely would open up to some secret passage?
Not at a glance. You would have to make actual rolls to tell for sure. Because if it is concealed by technocracy bullshit, you're gonna have a tough time seeing it. Even with aspects, it's gonna require a roll.
I mean, what do you guys think? Should we check or should we just wait and maybe?
Okay. See you, Demi. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that you're the last
How it
of the
goes.
party after I'm done killing them.
Uh-huh.
Please no.
See ya.
So, gentlemen. The alley is open in front of you, beckoning like an open maw of doom. How do you wish to proceed?
Do we see
Okay,
any
so we can either
cameras?
check for the door or we can just observe and wait until maybe someone uses it if it exists.
You could check for cameras. Make a roll of perception alertness, Keegan, at the hidden difficulty. So roll at 6 and I'll tell you how you do. Keep in mind at this point you are still, outside the alley. So it's likely to be okay.
2 9s.
That's what I was looking for, actually. About 2/3 of the way down the alley, it looks like there is a small, like those cameras that sort of extend in a bubble outwards in like a glass case.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there is one of those in the shadow of like a AC vent, just concealed and covering a section of wall.
I'm gonna point it out to Kirk and Solomon.
Well, curious if it's observing a section of wall.
It's almost as if the veteran knew what he was talking about.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're not going in.
Stay far away.
Yeah, maybe if we can witness someone using it, that would be good, I guess, but we're not going to check.
You could try and
Yeah.
arrange a spot where you could either building across the street that you're on with a view down the alley, or maybe get on one of the roofs of the surrounding buildings and observe from there. You could do a stakeout, or you could just loiter on the street for an extended period and hope to catch something happen there.
We could do both.
No need to split up further. We can just find a spot that's maybe better than loitering.
All right. Sounds like a good plan.
Okay. Given that this is a better class of it, I'm gonna say you can use either wit streetwise or wit finance. Let's to try and figure out a good observation spot.
Oh, I actually have finance, right?
Are we gonna help one person do it, or are we all doing it separately?
You can all do it separately and you can use the highest result. Hmm. And Jackalor, assume for you it's gonna be with finance.
Yeah, with finance.
Okay. You probably circle around for a bit, but you can effectively find how would this work out? probably find like a yeah, no, not at this time of night. You probably find like a building where you can get into the stairwell that has a stairwell window looking out over the building, and you can just look like you are some of the inhabitants of that building just chilling, if anyone sees you at all, essentially concealed in shadows as you watch. Demi's already dead. So is Tasha.
Oh, her. Her.
So, are you employing any of your abilities to watch more closely, Naxi?
I'm using heightened sensors.
Okay. So, Jackalor, roll us a luck die.
Cool.
Or low. Okay. Everyone, give a perception alertness. Roll at, let's call it a 6, and Solomon's goes down to a 4.
Should I roll as well?
Yes, unless you wish to give up your opportunity to roll.
I'd like to give up my opportunity to roll.
I see. Fair enough. So, I am going to use this. Oh. Yeah, most of you kind of ignore it because it's essentially a garbage truck. And those often come at the most awkward times, and this is, you've been here for a couple of hours, it's like 3:30, like the armpit of the night. Naxi, you notice the driver is a bit better dressed than a dump truck driver should be. Not by much, but by enough for you to notice. And also, he doesn't seem to have a partner in the truck, which is also kind of weird. And he definitely turned down that alley, presumably to collect dumpsters.
I mean, were there dumpsters in that alley?
There were a few.
Yeah, I share my observations.
Can we see him from where we are?
Not at this point. And effectively, by the time he's done sharing it, you're seeing the ass end of the garbage truck. I want.
So, is it bait?
I also want everyone to give me give me with stealth, and the 3 successes Jackalor got in picking the spot are gonna be automatic successes for you as well. But this is a contested roll. I'm gonna raise the difficulty by 1, cause probably Even the
So,
truck in the.
so
I
are
have
we adding?
changes in strategy as my specialty for wits.
Uh, 1 second, Keegan, you were saying.
Are we adding the dice, or
No,
is it
they're
No, it's
automatic
added?
successes. The spot you picked is unlikely enough that. Yeah, doesn't seem to notice you. See him get out, and yeah, it's like a set of coveralls that you might expect a city worker to have, but hard to tell from this distance. But you'd think they might be actually like fresh from the laundry, clean. It's probably what tipped Solomon off. Since unless they're new, they're not gonna be clean, and even then, that might last for half an hour at this kind of job. And you kind of see him take one of the dumpsters from one of the restaurant entrances and push it to the back of the truck, rig it up, and it's almost as if it was Bill moving that dumpster. Doesn't seem to have much trouble moving it without a partner.
Oh my!
And you see dumpster get pulled up. There's a bit of shaking. It gets put back down. And he wheels it back into place. But on the other side, next to the decode building. Next to the wall that is being watched by the camera. Leaves it there. Starts heading back to the driver's seat.
Is it any point when he's driving the truck? Is it going to be so that he's blocking the camera so that we could go in at the same time?
Not really, because the camera, it probably doesn't have an angle of the whole building. Like if you rushed up now, you might make it there and be able to get in close on the other side of the truck. But the camera seems to be focused specifically on that part of the wall, you think. So it might not cover the entire breadth of the alley, it's rather focused specifically on that wall. And that will definitely be fully covered. Unless you're literally clinging to the other side of the dumpster.
So he drove in, emptied the dumpster, and then moved it to the other side of the wall? Or...
Yep, and there's more than one dumpster in the alley, and he seems to be ignoring the others.
Interesting.
Getting back into the truck, starting the engine. And
I have a bad feeling about this.
starts to drive through the alley, out through the other side, without ever touching the 3 other dumpsters in the alley. Everyone, give me perception. Actually, no, let's do it this way. Maxi, give me a perception awareness 7.
Can I spend willpower?
You may.
Sure, I will.
Okay. You see it. It's like a shimmer in the air, and for a moment you see just the dumpster where it is, and then you see the second image that is being hidden underneath it. As the wall slides aside, hidden by the illusion, and a pair of claws come out and pull the dumpster slowly inside.
Okay, that's time to report. This is way above our pay grade.
Okay, that is a valid strategy. Just nope out of there.
So only Solomon is saying this, or
Yes, because he has Auspex running.
Yeah, I describe it to you.
He is. They are projecting an illusion.
This is
Presumably.
so a technocracy base.
Maybe. It might be. I mean, just look at the company name, at all the slogans. It's pretty obvious.
it's just a front?
I mean, there might be genetic testing going down there apparently after all, so, you know. So, how do you wish to proceed?
So yeah, I think we should just report our findings.
Go
What do
around
you
the
guys
front.
think?
Isaac and Tasha are nowhere to be seen. What was in that dumpster?
Two werewolves.
Turns out the parents finally sold the werewolf bodies to them, including Jekyll's son. You do have the information you presumably needed.
Yeah, so do you guys just want to sit around or something?
I mean, I don't think we're gonna see anything else for the rest of the night, right?
Yeah, I think we should just report.
This sounds good to me. We can always come back if we need to.
Yeah, sure. If the sheriff thinks we should come back.
Here's a rocket launcher and riot gear. Please assault the technocracy base. Okay. So you gather your party, the car, and presumably fuck off to somewhere with less killer cyborgs driving dumpster trucks.
Yes.
You know, those things have 6 strength and a lot of nastiness.
Would they still
Oh.
die to getting shot in the head, though?
They might, but I think they might just soak lethal with stamina and they have built-in 6 armor for the modern ones. And premium
Are you-
countermeasures in case you try to burn them.
Oh, are you using the technological abomination sheet?
No, I opened Mage Core to look up the actual stats from there.
Oh god.
Hit
Wait,
marks
was it
are the
human?
hit marks are the technocracy cyborgs.
We had aspects running. Did it have a aura of humans or no?
He did not have aura sight running. He might have been able to see weird things in the aura, which is why I asked about abilities. But oh well.
I mean, we saw enough weird things.
Yeah. Enough to
Holy
know.
shit, they are
Enough to.
scary as fuck.
You saw enough to realize what the fuck is going on out of character at least. And in character to know you don't need to fuck with this.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, where are we driving? Straight to Elysium, or are we gonna call someone?
The mission still isn't complete. You have one more thing to check out, remember?
Yeah, we'll just report on the findings for this one, and then next night we can look at the other thing.
Hey, so who wants to call the sheriff? Or the seneschal?
I mean, I would assume
I
it'd
guess
be.
I can call the seneschal.
I would assume it'd be Solomon because he's the one who saw it the most clearly.
I guess, sure, maybe.
All we need to do is just say what we saw and then continue with the other one.
Indeed.
Yeah, I suppose.
So you're calling seneschal?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's the first time, kind of, like reporting to the seneschal instead of the sheriff before an end report.
It takes 4 or 5 rings before he answers. Hello? Werner here.
Hello, this is Solomon Roberts from
Solomon, you're one of the fledgling co, right?
Yes, we were checking out various incidents, like the muggers that were clawed up and some deformed humanoids.
Yeah, I remember the mission. Go on.
We tracked the leads for the deformed humanoids back to a company called Decode Genetics, and we heard from some weird rumors from some homeless person. So we observed the LA behind the building for a while, and there were indeed weird happenings, like an illusionary wall and like a single
Yeah.
person moving around a garbage dumpster by himself.
Also, giant claws grabbing things from,
Yeah,
from
also
the street.
giant claws pulling the dumpster through the illusionary wall.
Wait. By giant claws, do you mean actual claws or something else?
What were they made out of?
They were like robotic claws.
They were like robotic.
Oh. Okay. If you haven't already, please leave the area.
Yeah, we left it already.
Yeah,
We kind of realized we were in for more than we could probably
Yeah.
take.
yeah, that's, I'm sure the prince will pass along a polite reminder for them to please control their experiments more carefully in the future, and, Wait, you're those guys. Please tell me screw something.
We didn't attack anything or do any active thing at all. We just observed the building.
Okay, good, good. Consider that part of your mission resolved. Well done.
Yeah, very well.
I will want a written report on this part at least in 48 hours with all details you have got.
Okay.
Okay, is there anything else you need?
No, that's it for now.
Okay, good. Good, well done on not screwing up.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a good night then.
and you. Thanks up.
Okay, so the Seneschal wants a written report
You
about
sound
this
happy.
particular incident. So I suggest we should spend the rest of the night writing the report and tackle the last issue tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan. Back to
I
an
agree.
asylum then.
Hey. Tasha just pipes up from the back. You know, No, I'm not gonna jinx it. There's still half a night left.
You can always drive into a bad neighborhood if you get bored.
Just don't even think about it. Every time we've gone out, something seems to happen.
Don't worry, it'll get boring soon enough.
I fucking hope so.
Okay. So, I think this is as good a spot to wrap as we're likely to get. Since a week has passed, I will endeavor for next time to give you updates on the personal drama you might or might not be undergoing. Juggler, I believe you still have a few family members I can kill left.
No.
Oh no, don't worry about your wife and daughters. They're with the werewolves. And they're gonna be until, well, at least their childbearing years are behind them, I would say.
Jeez.
About that.
Werewolves are nice.
No, they're not. Jesus Christ.
I mean, the sun is gone, there's no one to protect them. I'm just saying.
I mean, we
Do I need
tried.
to count intercept, capture the recapture my wife and daughter, and then run away? Well,
Well-
daughters.
You could try, but then it's like, he took the kinfolk, killed the leech.
Yes.
No more werewolves, please.
Well, good chance that this was a multi-tribe sept. The kid was from the Bone Gnawers. Who the fuck knows what he was by blood? He didn't have pure breed, sure as hell. So, you know. Mongrel, sub for grabs. So, Jackalor, tell us something we don't know about Kirk as a character. something that adds depth, preferably. Whether it's his internal thoughts on things, or lessons learned, or anything else that.
I think he was genuinely angry when they were talking about his son and the whole thing, but he was also genuinely sorry when he apologized to Tasha about calling her a whore.
You can't help if you're a whore.
No, he doesn't think she is one.
Okay. Egan, what about Bill?
He has a newfound respect for Kirk because after what happened with his son, and especially since he shot him a bunch, his kid, he's going towards a path where he can be friendlier with him and forgive him.
Okay. Next, what about Solomon?
Solomon is starting to see a bigger picture about people losing their children in the city.
Is it giving him perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly weird. Like, he met, like, Alexander lost his child. No, Kirk lost his child. Solomon lost his child.
It's almost like vampires are cursed by God monsters that tend to poison everything they touch.
It's almost like this city suffers from an ancient fairy curse. Takes a certain amount of the children away.
Okay. Okay, yeah, no, fair enough. So, for the extra XP, I'm leaning towards Jackalore for working at role-playing his character. Despite our interruptions on occasion. I'm gonna take this
Sure.
again.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Okay. So 3 to Jackalore, 2 to everyone else. And 2 apiece to assign to NPCs. Jackalore, who do you think is deserving?
My sire and Demi's sire.
Yes. Okay. Again.
Who was in it? Who did anything even?
Uh,
Ghoul number 47.
no,
Ah.
that's how it works.
I guess
It can also
the
be
Seneschal
people
and
that witness stuff, but
I guess the Seneschal one, and was it Isaac's sire?
Nicole's Isaac's sire, yes. She's the one that's blackmailing Jackalore.
Yes, I'll give it to them.
Okay, and Nyaxi.
Who else was even there? The sheriff and Kingsire.
Okay. Yeah. He was really sad. He was kind of reluctant to loan out his resource, and he has to spend a big chunk of that next week cleaning up the mess. Oof. You made him a sad panda.
It's not my fault they didn't get to just die instantly to werewolves.
It's your fault they were there in the first place.
I mean, if you had shot, if they had at least shot the werewolves once or twice, that might have been worth something, or if they had redo to delirium. But this was like the worst possible way that could have happened as far as those mortals were concerned.
Like, would they even have helped us to shoot the werewolves like once, or would they have just ran at the
If
site?
they had seen them, they probably would have run outside, yeah.
Well, that was gonna happen either way. But
Yes, but they kept their memories with the shadow cloud is the problem. Delirium wipes their heads.
Unless you have like 8 plus willpower.
Yeah.
They don't have 8 plus willpower.
Okay. So, felt a bit chaotic getting back into the swing of things after the break. How do you feel about nearly walking into a technocracy base? I think I telegraphed it adequately to ensure that you didn't get yourselves killed.
You did.
I felt good that they didn't walk into it.
So far, we have had what? At least 3 hobo encounters in various important junctures.
Yeah.
The city sure has a homeless problem.
I mean, if their home is the road, are they really homeless?
No, Jackalor. No, that's rich people thinking. You can't say things like that. Okay. Well, any thoughts, notes, ideas?
I think this
I mean,
was
it's
a good
good.
session.
Finally,
How do
nice
you
to
fight the hit mark?
Hmm? Next, you were saying?
How do you fight a hit mark at 10? They have like 12 sock dice and 4 dice of counter magic.
Well, yeah, but it's just one. With the whole party, you might take it. Keegan has like 3 potents.
And
I mean, if you
it
just
has like 8 health levels before it takes wound penalties.
Yeah, and then it self-destructs in an explosion.
Jesus Christ.
I can't wait to have tentacles.
Well, I think we're gonna call the session here. So, say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Later.